Hey, what's up everyone? It's Derek with Nerd or Die, and today in this tutorial, we're going to show you how to create your own website in just a few minutes. This means you can have all of your important content, such as video feeds, social platforms, merch, and much more, all in one place. Even if you're a new streamer or someone with no knowledge about web code, you'll be able to set up a full website that can use its own custom domain using the new service from Streamlabs called Creator Sites. Let's get right into it. Starting off, Creator Sites from Streamlabs is one of my favorite new services for streamers that I've seen in a while. In this tutorial, we're going to go over everything offered on the free version of Creator Sites and walk you through how to customize a beautiful theme based on our Clearview stream package. You'll get a full idea of what's possible with Creator Sites, and you'll be able to make the decision if you want to upgrade to Streamlabs Prime, their premium option, which really enhances the user experience and allows for a more personalized look. We'll talk about all the advantages of Prime at the end of this video, such as getting a custom domain, and we'll have another tutorial video covering all things Streamlabs Prime. The good news is that with the free version, you can move to Prime anytime you'd like, and it really has a lot of what you'll need as a streamer right out of the box. If you do see some features in Streamlabs Prime that you find very appealing to you and you'd like to take advantage of, you can actually use our promo code to save $10 off, and to apply it, you can click the link in the description below or enter it at checkout. To start, you can head over to streamlabs.com/creator-sites, linked in the description below, or you can use the Streamlabs dashboard and click My Sites to get there right away as well. The first section we're going to start with is the themes. In this section, you'll find all different pre-made themes available to you. Choose a theme that best fits your stream style, and it will format your entire creator site to match. Your site will default to Streamlabs Classic, which is nice and clean, but we're going to change it to one of the other free themes. Currently, you'll find a few free themes and a handful of Prime themes. Something you might notice if you've used our products before is that some of the themes are based around the design of some of our own packages. This is because when we saw what Streamlabs was making, we wanted to help them out and be a part of this, so we had them make a few of our designs into themes. So please let us know in the comments below if there's other designs you would like to see converted into themes for creator sites. For our purposes in this video, we're going to go ahead and give Night Theme a try, and since we can customize global elements like text, borders, and font colors, and all of that good stuff, we'll create a theme that matches our Clearview overlay pack. Let's get started by going to the Design tab and adjusting the background color. For demo purposes, let's choose a dark purplish background since we want to keep this a darker theme. There's also a color selector for pop-ups, which are sort of like modals if you're familiar with those. Meaning if you click on something that needs to sort of pop up on the site, this will be the background color of that, and something like the chatbot link will do that. Speaking of the section background, this color modifies the color behind your content boxes that you've chosen. We'll touch more on content boxes that you'll have access to in just a bit. We'll change the color to a different shade than what we used on the background, and as you see, the tips, newsfeed, and other content box sections turned the color that we wanted to use. If you don't like the color chosen, you can click on the arrow here and it will reset back to the default colors for the theme that you're working with. Next, we'll go ahead and choose a border color as well, and we'll use the sliders to emphasize the section boxes. If we want, we can even adjust the section corner radius to have less or more curvature of our boxes. And I'm just going to play around with this a bit. Now, before we move on, I did want to mention a resource that can help you pick colors out if the colors we're using in this video aren't really your style. The Adobe Color website is something that I personally used before when I'm stuck on a palette that I'm just not sure about. You can input one main color and then have this program basically mathematically spit out complementary colors or shades and a bit more. I'm personally a fan also of a website called Color Lovers, which is basically like a Reddit for picking out colors and patterns. Definitely give it a look if you're not confident in picking the colors that you want to use, or you just want to see what is available out there. Choosing colors that work well together is something that makes a huge impact on anyone visiting your site, and it's something that I think a lot of people don't pay attention to, but they notice if it's wrong. So you definitely want to make sure to take some time here and pick something you're happy with and proud of, and most of all, something that will give your users a good experience on your site. Back in the creator sites, let's decide on what font style we like. There are a ton of different styles to choose from, and it changes all the fonts globally on your creator site. You'll see a lot of cool options such as Hacker, but for this design, let's go ahead and actually stick with the standard font. One thing I want to mention is that sometimes it's actually easier for you to pick the font that you like first rather than the colors. Your font generally puts out a personality on your site and helps with readability and all of that. So after you find the right font pairing, it might actually be easier for you to look at it and decide what colors you want to use. For example, if you pick an aggressive font, maybe you want to use red and black or something like that. Or if you pick something more lighthearted, you want to go towards the pastels. Really, this is a good place to start with if you have no idea what colors you want to use or even the style or brand of your website. But anyways, since we're picking something similar to our Clearview theme, I think the standard font pairing works just great here. With our background color, let's change the heading text color to a lighter green so that it's easily viewable. Having a good amount of contrast between the background and your text will make reading a lot more enjoyable on your website and easier, and just overall give your users a better experience on your site. The same thing applies for our body text color. If we leave the text to the default color of gray or whatever it's set at, it's going to be hard to see, and we're going to want to brighten it up to an almost white color. The final color selection we have is the button color. This is for any content boxes that have a submit button like tips. Just to give it some contrast from the background, we're going to copy and paste the color code from the sections border to the button color. Now, don't be scared to use something that sticks out a little bit more here. Usually buttons are something that you want people to click, or something that could be called a call to action, something you want people to do. So choosing something that really pops out can be a good idea here. Now that we've customized the site's color, let's customize the content. On the left side of the page, we have a huge selection of content boxes to choose from. You can add anything from a points leaderboard to your schedule, social reach, or even Twitch panels that would normally be seen under your stream on Twitch. Simply drag and drop the different content boxes where you want them. And that's pretty much it, and really why this creator site is a great resource for streamers. Let's get into how to customize the layout now a bit more, because you might not want some of these in the places that they're at, or you might have a better idea of where to put some things and how to lay it out on your site. Anytime that you see the plus icon with a really wide box around it means that you can insert a new row. So I'm going to click on that and be presented with the layout options for this row. Normally, I consider what's inside the row columns. It's a pretty standard process for websites to have rows with different column layouts inside of them. Let's choose the 3-column layout with even width. You'll see now spots for each of the content boxes. Next, we can drag and drop the schedule, loyalty, and contact form content boxes into the new columns. You might notice that some of your content boxes are grayed out, and this is because Streamlabs does limit the amount of boxes that you can use per page. So if, for example, your loyalty box is already in use, you'd have to find it on the page and drag it from the spot it's at to the new spot that you like it. Or just click on the trash can icon to delete it and move it from the options on the left side of the page. One thing to pay attention to, though, is that certain content boxes may look better in different size columns. For example, I know we just added the contact form to a 3-column row, but I actually think it looks better in a full width column. You can see that when it's too small, it's really hard to use, but when you widen it up, everyone can see and tell exactly what it is. So definitely pay attention there and make sure that things are looking good, and make sure to really use your own website, because you'll probably notice things that you might think look good at first, but then when you use them, they just don't work like you want them to. Also, one thing I want to mention is that it's very important to let you know that almost all content boxes have additional options. You can easily see these by hovering over each content box and clicking on the gear icon. This will pop up additional options on the top right. A great example is taking a look at the feed and clicking the gear here. You can upload custom backgrounds, which I'm going to upload a couple for the Clearview theme that we're going to make. And then you can even link something like the Twitter feed into your feed, as well as enable or disable comments and the ability for visitors to create feed posts. I highly recommend that you go through each content box that you're using and look at the options and see what you'd like to modify. This isn't just because there might be some options that you like, but having cool things that other people don't might make your website stand out just a bit more. One update I personally like to see in the future is more options with the background sizes and how they're handled, but that's just a personal preference. One last tip that I want to share before we move on is that you can actually adjust the height of each row. And to do this, you can simply hover over the row and then click the up and down arrows for a little pop-up that will appear in the top right. Then you can use the plus or minus, as well as just directly input a number that will equal the height in pixels of this row. So this really helps you further expand on the custom look of your site. And with that, I do highly recommend looking at things and thinking what needs to be taller, what should be shorter, what's more important to be seen first, and then you can kind of decide what your site will really look like. Finally, we're going to look at the general settings. In this section, we'll get to add all of our social platforms that we want our viewers to have quick access to. So let's do that very quick. To add more, you simply click the drop-down icon and choose the social network that you'd like to add. Enter in your username and hit add. The cool part about this is that it will automatically update your social profile on any content boxes or sections that use it. Just below our social accounts, we can choose the platform for our site. You can pick only one of these at a time and it will make it your primary platform. We're going to go ahead and leave ours on Twitch since it's our primary streaming platform, but obviously if you're on Mixer or Facebook or whatever else they decide to add, then you'll want to select the appropriate option. You can add any platforms with the manage account link as well. Now that we got everything looking great and looking how we like it, we can go ahead and hit save and publish. You might have noticed that there was a little pop-up that asked me to save, and actually just hitting the save button only saves your progress as you're creating it, and it won't go live until you hit save and publish. This is kind of nice because you can have something in the works while other people can be accessing your site and not seeing it sort of under construction. The other thing I want to mention is that once you're completely done and you need to get your domain, you can click the domain section and grab it here in the top. Now you'll notice here some other options for Prime where you can get custom domains, but for now the streamlabs.com/nerdordie/v2 domain is completely fine. This will actually be the website that we're sending people to when we're using the free version. So if you wanted to just link your website in your Twitch panels, you could link this URL. And if you wanted people to donate through Streamlabs, you can also put your donate widget towards the top so people can see that. And then you can have other widgets or content boxes around it as well. With that, we've covered all that you need to know to make a seriously good-looking creator site. So now let's talk just a little bit more about what you get with Streamlabs Prime. The most notable features, in my opinion, with Streamlabs Prime is the access to the Prime themes, access to multiple pages, and access to a custom domain. A custom domain would be something like yourusername.com. For example, it could be nerdordie.com or streamername.com. And from what I've seen, Streamlabs actually makes this process very easy to set up and get into. Another feature I find very useful is the multiple pages. This can be great for when you want to have different reasons to being on different pages. So for example, if you really wanted to show off your merch, you could make a page specific for that and put in specific widgets and content boxes to really show off things and make it a nicer area for that specific reason. The last really cool perks in Prime that are included are custom CSS, which someone like myself could take huge advantage of, or someone that's looking to, make certain changes here and there that just aren't possible in what they offer you. And then of course there's the SEO options which they offer in Prime, which are great for anyone that wants to improve their results in search. For when someone's searching for your Twitch name or something similar, you might be able to use this to kind of get the keywords that you're more interested in and have people find you for different things other than just searching your name. Again, if you are interested in Streamlabs Prime and you think it's something you can take advantage of, make sure to use our promo code, which can be found in the description below, as well as a link that will automatically apply it when you go to the creator site area, and you'll save $10 off with that promo code. If you're not already a web design wizard, then I highly recommend giving it a shot. As always, if you have any questions, please make sure to leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe with notifications on if you enjoyed this video to get more from Nerd or Die. Thanks for watching.